Hello, everyone. Welcome to the YSN Player Profile. I'm your host, Ian O'Brien, and today I'm joined by a special guest, quarterback for Youngstown Ursuline, the Fighting Irish, Brady Shannon. Brady, thank you for coming on, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So it's been a eventful week for you. First of all, Ursuline, you guys got your first win for the first time, a season opening first win, first time since 2016. That was the last time I played, by the way, when it was a double OT win, lightning delay too, against Cleveland Benedictine. And then all of a sudden yesterday, it was announced that you got an offer from the University of Akron. I got their little helmet right here for you too. What's
Oh
it like
yeah.
getting a D1 offer like that, especially with the team that's trying to, rebuild for the future, trying to improve themselves?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely very grateful for the offer, but I mean, it's week two now. I mean, I'm not really focused on the offer now. I mean, I just want to win on Friday night. So I'm definitely very grateful for everything that all the schools are recruiting me and stuff. But I mean, it's still got to get the business done.
I do like that. Get the business done indeed. And, it was definitely eventful week one. I mean, I think one of your biggest plays or highlight plays was you scrambling out of the pocket, and then all of a sudden you find Matthew Reardon for a big gain, which was one of the key plays, I think, in that game because it looked like the pocket broke down right there and you were just running for your life. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you find Matthews, of course, now also a Mac commit in Miami University. But if we looked back 2 years ago to your freshman year, I don't think anyone would say, wow, Brady Shannon, can he really make a play like that? Can he actually make a play like that? What do you think the progress was, of course, from 2018, where, it was you were basically thrown in there after Glenn Griswold basically tore his ACL. And then all of a sudden, 2019, a lot of progress with, of course, a new coaching staff. And now 2020 here. What do you think's really changed so far?
Yeah, I mean, my freshman year, I mean, there's a whole different coaching staff, and I mean, I wasn't as mobile as I am now. I mean, I definitely gained a lot of speed since my freshman year. I mean, sophomore year, I mean, we got kind of a newer offense. I mean, it's kind of like we kind of learned a lot last year, and this year, I mean, I think it's gonna be something special because we all have most everyone back, and we're all familiar with the offense, so it's gonna be fun.
I did. I do definitely like that. Seeing everyone back from last year, it seems like this team has a lot more experience, something that we haven't really seen in the past. And just going by also week one, I look at some of your stats over here from last year. 96, 986, 968 passing yards. You're basically 51% if you round it up on completions and 10 touchdowns. And now all of a sudden you have what, three touchdowns and from week one and all that. And it seems like now, can we possibly with a 6 game season get the pass that with like 15, 20 touchdowns maybe because, that was probably the best season opener I saw for you like in your stint at Ursuline so far.
Yeah, I mean, this year I'm just gonna try to break every record this year. So I mean, it's gonna be fun. Just yeah, I mean, three touchdown passes, but I mean, I don't really look at my stats, but I mean, as a team win, so I mean, I'm just gonna do my best every week.
I definitely do like that. You're not a stat patter like some other players are for sure. You definitely want to focus on the team win as well. But, it's also been a eventful, crazy year so far because, we didn't even know if we were going to have high school football in the first place. We didn't know what was happening. Heck, I'm not even allowed to talk to you guys. I'm not even allowed to fight with my voice right now here at Ursuline. I'm not even
I
allowed.
know what the heck.
I
I
know
haven't seen you practice.
I know that I'm not allowed in there right now. Reardon kicked me out because of it.
Dang.
Hey, I got put on the YSN stuff, and then I'll be okay because I'm a member
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
But no, it's definitely been a eventful year, and definitely a year that, unlike any other, a year that kind of is in the downer for sure. But it seems like the 6 game season going on so far, and everyone of course makes the playoffs. Still, though, is every game basically still like, hey, if we don't win this, we're not making the playoffs. If we don't go 6-0, we're not making the playoffs. Is that like your attitude going into like every game?
Not really. I mean, we're treating the season like a just normal season. I mean, we're not looking at like, oh, everyone makes the playoffs. We're going to have to perform week by week. But I mean, no, we're going every game to win. So I mean, yeah, we're playing every game like it's our last because you never know when everything can get shut down again. I mean, you just don't know nowadays. So we're playing every game like it's our last.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to be getting shut down again, especially during this whole year. 2020 has definitely been a crazy year going on. I know you
Yeah.
couldn't even play baseball because the season
Mm-mm.
basically canceled right when that whole basketball tournament was going on, with
Right.
OSHA,
Yeah.
NCAA, and all that stuff. The NBA, of course, postponed. Now they're back playing in the bubble for crying out loud. I mean, it has been a difficult year, I think, for a lot of people. But we're all trying to overcome that, and I think it's definitely good that we've had high school football this year. Just seeing you guys play. The only I do know though, as players, I do know it's definitely hard to be on a social distance with the silence, especially when I'm
Yeah.
broadcasting your guys' games. I see you guys trying to like, spread out as much as possible, but then you just can't help it because of how exciting it gets, I bet.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we all have like our own assigned spots on the sideline. That's definitely like the guidelines of social distancing. But I mean, definitely when someone scores or a big play happens, it's hard to stay distant when we're all like huddled up and celebrating and stuff. So
Because all you guys are really excited is the problem over
yeah.
here, and you just can't.
Right.
Although they haven't, it seems like they haven't stopped a game because I did see a video on Twitter. I think it was in Tennessee where they ended up stopping a game due to no
Yeah.
one
I saw
being.
that.
Yeah, you saw that too, where no one's being social
Hmm.
distance. So I'm surprised, Thursday and even Friday when I was broadcasting, helping out with the Mooney Stonefield game, they didn't do anything with that too. But I
Yeah.
know for a fact, especially this is with all the high schools, what is it like though, basically not seeing a student section for the first time in like, I don't know how many years.
Yeah, I mean, that was my first game not playing in front of a student section. So I mean, during the game you don't really notice it, but when you're on the sidelines and like in between quarters and stuff, you do notice like, oh, it's a bit quiet now. So I mean, it's still fun. There's still you have your parents there, your family and stuff. So I mean, I'm just glad we're playing football though.
I do like that too. I'm just glad we have football back altogether. We're seeing some college football guys playing as well. NFL is going to be starting back soon. That's going to be a really big kickoff. I know week one, some stadiums won't have fans, but others will. I think the Chiefs and Texans will have fans too. How important is it, like, just having fans at the stadium, especially during all this time, just trying to get away from, all the COVID stuff happening and everything else happening around the world?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun to be on the field again. So I mean, like when we're playing stuff like pregame, like after game, you're not really thinking about what's going on in the outside world. You're all like you're locked in the game and stuff. So I mean, it's definitely a good getaway from the outside world.
It's definitely a good thing to get away from that outside world for sure. Let's talk about again this so week two's coming up. Of course, Austin Fish now has a new coach. They're a brand new team, not the same team as last year, but definitely last year it wasn't really a pretty game. You guys tried to keep up with them as much as possible, tried to kept up with them, but they just pulled away by final. I think it was of 27-7. I should know because I was also on staff that year too with all you
Yeah.
guys. But I mean, what do you think's really changed from say like that game last year? I know you guys have probably studied film on them, studied film last year too on them. What's changed? Do you think? What's the progress that have been made from last year's game? Do you think that you could carry over to say like this year's game?
Yeah, I mean they're a good team and they had a good week one against Bournemouth game of the week. So I mean it's gonna be fun. I mean we're both new teams, like kind of like a newer coaching staff, and I think we're more prepared this year than we were last year. So yeah, we definitely know what to expect now, and it's gonna be a good game.
Speaking of new coaching staff, we talked about that, of course, with Ursuline last year, but it seems like a lot more veteran coaches also came in this year, and veteran guys too. I mean, we see Brian Frasco having a lot more, older Brian Frasco having a lot more experience with that with you guys as well. We of course talked about JD, who's athletic director, came in last year, now again this year. We also see Matt Greenback too, who helped out, was there during the games in the press box last year, but now he's basically back being a full coach, something that he left. I think it was around it was after my senior year. I think he left or something like that. What's it like though, just having a lot of that coaching experience that was from, that state championship, the three-peat back here with you guys?
Yeah, I mean it's very cool to have those coaches. I mean they know what they're saying, they know what they're doing. So I mean we're just listening to everything they're teaching us. And, I mean they're one of the best coaches in the area. So I mean it's really cool.
Yeah, and speaking of really cool, talking about just this week two action going on, I think it's going to be a really good game between you and Fitch. I'm going to be, of course, there for YSN. I'm going to be blogging about it afterwards. you know, who knows, Brady Shannon, maybe another 3 touchdowns coming our way. But, I also, though, look at your teammates as well. It seems like there's more of a positive vibe in this locker room than what there was, say, like even my junior, senior year, where it's just we were really apart and we had to come together. And especially, I imagine your freshman year too with those seniors, how it was like just far apart, not a lot of leadership going on. And, last year it kind of came together a bit during the end of the season. But it seems like now there's just more of a positive, or as we say, a positive vibe coming in that locker room. You guys are together, bonding a bit more. Talk to us about that a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely really close knit group this year. I mean, we have some new guys coming to the school, and we all brought them with like open arms and stuff. So I mean, yeah, I mean, sky's the limit for our team. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be fun because we're all really good friends, and we all have 2 years of experience together, and we've been playing varsity football for 2 years, and so it's gonna be really fun though.
It's definitely going to be really fun. I also want to talk about another teammate of yours, or I actually mentioned him earlier. Senior Matthew Reardon, of course, was the first one to basically have committed. Well, I should say this year at least with Miami University. Of course, last year James Phillips also had commit to Western Michigan. Both, incredible leaders, and I feel like has Matthew Reardon really, since he came, has he really like given you a boost up as a teammate? Has he really like, hey man, you could do this? Has he given you like a big confidence boost?
Yeah, I mean, Matthew's a great leader. He's a great captain. I mean, he's a great football player. I mean, obviously it shows on the field. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't come out of one guy, but I mean, he's definitely a big part of the team. And, I mean, yeah, he's just a great kid overall. So, yeah, we're pretty close.
I do like that how you guys are also like, you guys kind of switch on and off a bit. Especially last year, you went to the wide receiver position a bit and he went to quarterback. You guys did a little bit of trickery. Of course, you guys love doing that Philly special, I know, and stuff like
Hmm.
that. That's really fun to watch. Even when it doesn't work, I still think it's fun to watch. I've seen it a bunch of times now. I know you can't give out exactly what plays, but I know there's a lot of other trick plays up your sleeve that you just, can't say anything because classified
Right.
information, but I
Hmm.
think there's going to be some surprises this week. Can we
Oh, yeah,
see
you'll,
that?
you'll see on Friday night. We'll have some stuff up our sleeve. I mean, that goes every week. I mean, we got something new every week. So teams are expecting it, but I mean, it's definitely something to watch.
Yeah, definitely something to watch indeed. And I know it's going to be definitely again a big game going on. And then afterwards, the season it's just more local and stuff like that. Of course,
Mhm.
Borman. Who else? You got Warren Harding, East, and ends with Cardinal Mooney. Of course,
Yep.
it seems like the season is just going to go by super fast. And I mean, of course, we have the playoffs, but it's just this regular season is going to go by super fast. And in the blink of the eye, it's already basically going to be over.
Yeah, no. I mean, 6 games, I haven't really thought about that. I mean, it hasn't really sunk in yet because I'm used to playing ten games. And I mean, yeah, we're just gonna go week by week and just like play every down like their last because you never know what's gonna happen. So yeah, we definitely have 6 really good games coming up. So well, actually 5 now, but yeah, they're gonna be really good games.
Yeah, especially, and I know the biggest thing also this year because of this whole COVID-19 situation is that no locker rooms this year. So it's kind of reminds you, I think maybe I know you didn't play freshman of any freshman ball like I did, I think, but it's like during a freshman JV game during halftime, we just honestly sit on the field and then like get a drink of water. Knowing me, I'd get a drink of water and just decide to kick some 40-yarders, see if I can make them. Um, but what is it like just not having a locker room and just, sitting outside basically of the end zone or something like that, or going right to like where we are in the Consultini Center, going through that those little doors and all that?
Yeah, I mean, it takes me back to my middle school days, like playing football and just like you're going to the end zone like during halftime. You're just like, oh, they're like sitting on your knee and just like it's like, wow, I'm still on the field. I'm used to being in the locker room. So yeah, it's definitely like it's kind of like little league football over again. But I mean, we'll do what we can do. So
And I imagine when it gets colder, you're going to be a little more kind of blessed, I should say, because it's still hot here. I mean, we're technically still in the summer vibes over here.
hmm
Uh, but also, I do want to say one thing with the storm that happened that night. Do you think maybe like, at least because of that lightning and stuff like that, because, lightning is definitely scary. We've seen some incidents happen with lightning and all that. Do you think if like that happens again at the stadium with the games that they'll have to maybe say, because of all this stuff, they'll just say, you know what, they'll maybe have to be in the locker room. I know you guys could stay underneath stand up, but that's just going to be, especially with 60 kids, that's a
hmm
lot of kids that you have to fit underneath there. So, I mean, can you possibly
hmm
see like in the future, maybe them go into the locker room a bit because of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think if that situation happens again, I mean, they're gonna have to because I mean, during against Chaney, it was funny because we were all in the rec center gym under standby, and so like they're on the one side of the court, but we were on the other one. So it was like it was kind of awkward for a little bit, just like sitting there, just like staring at each other in the same gym. But we still have a whole quarter to play. But I think at some point they're gonna have to make some changes as well, like where we're gonna go during a rain delay or something like that.
Indeed. So here's the thing now. Even though there's no locker room, are you guys still playing all that SoundCloud music that you guys love and stuff like that before the games? I mean, I can't say anything on here because, this is a kids show, but, are you guys still playing all that uncensored SoundCloud music or if they cut it off because of all this too?
Definitely in the locker room, like we're after school and stuff. Before we walk over to stand up, we're playing that music. But once we get to YSU, it's all business. So
It's all business. I do love that right there. Hey, at least you guys, I'm just glad you guys are at least playing that music still. I mean, because it's funny when you guys always vibe to it and stuff like that and just start singing it out of nowhere. I know a lot of you guys are big fans of that. I mean, I'm more of the, Drake guy myself, a little bit country here and there. Just never a fan like
hmm
that. Kodak, a couple good songs, but I'd rather
yeah.
just stick to like the regular rap, maybe the old school stuff from the '90s. Who knows? Because
hmm
I feel like I'm old school, not even knowing up how to set up Zooms sometimes here.
Jeez, you're not that old.
I know I'm not that old, man, but it's like, look, sometimes I don't have the patience to set up technology sometimes. So, and Google sometimes isn't your friend either. So it's a whole different scenario there.
Yeah, for sure.
And we should, and definitely one last, I should say we should probably go on the last bit of questions here. So, of course, it seems like all the stuff's going on. We may see a basketball and a baseball season coming up. Are you going to play both of them this year?
Yeah, I'm playing basketball this year and baseball. So yeah, I'm hoping we're gonna have a season in both because if we missed out on our baseball season last year, it's gonna be really fun. But obviously because of COVID, got canceled. So yeah, basketball's gonna be fun, baseball. But right now it's football season, so I'm locked in on football right now.
I do love that. So, say like if we had a little situation here where we had all your three top sports, I know honestly basketball would probably be eliminated, of elimination. I think basketball would be eliminated, but then you got to choose between football and baseball now, and you can't pick both. You have to choose between one. Which one are you taking?
Um, I've been asked this question many times in my life, but
Really?
yeah, I think it's like during football season I say football, then during baseball season I say baseball. So it's kind of like vice versa. But right now I would say football because it's football season, so like I'm in the football mood. But if you ask me the same question during baseball season in the spring, I'm probably gonna say baseball. So it's just back and forth.
Back and forth. Hey, I do really like that right there. I thought I was honestly going through the assumption that you can only pick one and then boom, you're done with. But I do like how you have a big focus, it seems like right now for sure. And it's more of a focus, I think, than what you had definitely your freshman year and your sophomore year. I definitely do see a lot of maturity coming from you for sure. And I would imagine a lot of your teammates as well. There's a lot more maturity in the locker room this year. Just a lot more people focus and stuff like that. And of course, we also said this on the YSN broadcast. The game wasn't perfect by any means. It doesn't matter if you guys won by 29-6. There was, of course, mistakes that you guys had to clean up. Your boy Dean Boyd actually first half was dropping a few passes over here that's right in his hands, but then it seemed like second half. I don't know if he ate his Wheaties or whatever, but he ended up coming up with a big catch that was definitely just putting the game out of reach at that point. Um, just it seems like there's a lot more building, but also every game's not going to be a perfect game. There's always going to be mistakes that you have to fix.
Mhm. Yeah, I think those are just the week one jitters, just like all the adrenaline rushing before the game. But yeah, it was week one. Mistakes are going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen every game. But it's just how you fix them during the week before the game during practice. So definitely fix what need to be fixed or fixed. So it's definitely going to be fun though.
That's going to be a really fun game, and especially that you guys. I don't think you guys had a scrimmage, right?
We did
Was there any?
not.
Yeah, no scrimmages. So you basically were going into week one kind of blind over here. I mean, of course, you scrimmage against
Mhm.
yourself, but scout team and all that is definitely different when you're facing, against like a varsity. Say like you guys were supposed to have, say like Steubenville, I think, as a scrimmage. So say like against a varsity Steubenville team, or a varsity, say whatever, like Padua team, Maslin team, something like that. I know it was a lot different. So it was kind of like you were going in blind week one, almost like as some people say, a blind date kind of. So that was
Mhm.
kind of like your week one right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was our first time going against someone else since last football season, and we're facing adversity with COVID, with just a bunch of different things. We had lightning delay. We're just ready for anything to come our way and just handle it the right way. So.
I do definitely like that. I think we should have think about one more question over here. So you changed your number also. Let's go with that. You changed your number from 16 to 5. I mean, did you just want to get out of and you're growing your hair out. Did you want to get out of Trevor Lawrence's shadow or something like that, or become your own man, or what's the reason for the number change?
I've always worn 16, and then I think I just had to get out of that phase, that like freshman sophomore phase. Obviously didn't have many too good seasons, but switched it up. I wore number 5 when I was really young in baseball. So, yeah, but the hair. I actually just got a haircut the other day because
You
Ursula
did?
made me cut it. I mean,
I
you might not notice it, but I mean, it's
I don't
definitely
notice
short.
any difference, dude. You look the exact same from when I saw you, I would say a few weeks ago before before I wasn't allowed in Ursuline anymore, which by the way, I'll actually have to be allowed to get the laptop for Friday's game, but
Right.
it's gonna be like the only time there. So what happened? Ursuline told you to cut your hair, did they? Or
They did, yep.
they did?
So,
They caught you with that? They
yeah,
never
they
caught me
called
with anything like that, so I was clean shaven and clean
me. Really?
hair. Yeah, I was.
I've never shaved. I mean, I don't think I can grow facial hair, not yet. But I mean,
We'll
I
see.
can tell you can now.
Hey man, I haven't shaved probably in a while. I shaved my head, not the beard.
Right. Hmm.
But Brady, definitely thank you for coming on the show. For YSN in general, it's a big thing that we're doing with the player profile. And, this is definitely, I think, one of the first Ursuline player profiles that we had. And, it's going to be fun watching you and the guys this year. I think it's going to be a bounce back year. You guys just look very happy rather than it was the last few years. Its schedule fits right up your guys' alley for sure. A bunch of local games you guys don't have to, I think your longest ride is actually Warren Harding, if I'm correct, and
Hmm.
Long
Yep.
Cough. So, it seems like a lot of things are like you guys are familiar with there. And I think it should be a fun season.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Definitely should be. All right. Good luck this week, man. I'll definitely see you at the game for
Thank you.
sure.
Hmm.
And, we'll see what you guys can do against Fitch.
Yep, we'll see. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
See you, man. You have a good one. Thank
You
you for
too.
coming on.
No problem.